That's good morning, everybody. And I want to thank all of you to be present in this webinar, which is actually the continuation of the last webinar, which we started a month back. And this was actually addressed to all the people who were present in the on in the seminar, which was conducted by SME Chamber of India on 4th of July. So, good morning, friends, and here I want to start this off and let's continue. Okay, so last on 18th of July, we have actually covered up some bit of the discussions which happened in the on the 4th of July in a seminar in Ahmedabad, that Hotel Hyatt. Yeah. So there we have told that we will give a much more detailed explanation on what is exactly the 24 steps of systemization of your business. So allow me to share my screen so that I can help you on that. And this is also being completely on visual, and you can actually keep on seeing that what is there in the explanations and what are there in the slides. There might be some slides which are getting repeated from the last discussions, but bear with me, and so that there are some people who have joined today. They were not able to join on the last time, and it is being live streamed also. So let me talk about this gentleman who is there on the screen by the name of Mr. Brad Sugars. He is the founder and owner of Atkonnectt, the organization, the community where I also belong to as a certified business coach. So Mr. Brad Sugar comes with an idea that the only risk that you can take is the risk to do nothing. There are some people who keeps on attending different type of discussions, but it doesn't get that power, or I might say the word assurity, that let me try to implement it, because implementation is the most difficult part of learning. Learning is easy because you get data, because you get informations and you start learning about it. But the most important part is implementing those learnings into your day-to-day activities in your day-to-day business in this particular case. So that is what Mr. Brad Sugar, this entire organization Atkonnectt was actually conceived in 1993. And today we are present in 96 countries with 4,500 coaches globally, addressing to the different business people and organizations to scale up their business. And so do we continue to carry on the same thing in this country. So I am a part of this 4,500 coaches globally present in this world, Atkonnectt around the world. Okay, so let's come about a little bit of introduction about me. My name is Kaushik Chandra, and I'm the founder and CEO of Atkonnectt Redefining Businesses. This is my businesses, the logo, which is on the left part of the screen. And we belong to the community of Atkonnectt. The logo is on the right part of the scheme. And I've been associated with approximately 32 years, giving to the different MNCs, working with them in different aspects of the organization. And hence, today, I consider myself as a specialized in finding out the why, what, when, who of the businesses, so that it makes it clear to how to actually implement the different ideas inside the business. Let me spend a few seconds on this, talking about the why, what, when, and who. We all start doing something because we think of doing something. Sometimes we forget that why we do this thing. And different studies have explained And different studies have actually revealed the fact that if you are not clear about why you are doing this business or an activity, you will not be very clear what actually you should do. Now, when the why is clear, which actually helps you to start the business, to think about the business, which actually then transpire to the next part called talking about what actually you are planning to do in this business. That is creating the destination of this business, what I am supposed to do, by when I'm supposed to do what I'm supposed to do. That is very important. We can have a very long destination list, which is known as the wish list. When we when we log into Amazon and we find that, there is a system called cart. So whatever you want to buy, whatever you wish to buy, actually put on the cart. But does that mean that you are actually purchasing that? You are actually implementing your thought? No, you are just parking your thought to that cart of wish list. So to do something better, to do something in a bigger way, you have to actually come out of this cart and start implementing it in your day-to-day activities, so that your thoughts, so that your entire aspiration comes to a reality. That takes you to the word called when. So why, what, and when we have cleared it out, who will take care of the responsibilities? Who will take care of the responsibilities? Because there are so many, verticals to run a business, so many thoughts to run a business, so much of responsibilities to run a business. And if you alone try to do everything, there might be some type of gap. So when you actually find out the time to make a gap analysis, you might be too late. So while starting or to do the business, I would request you to actually delegate the parts of the business, the important parts of the business, to some important people. Keep something with you, which you are great at. When we can try and do this, dividing our entire journey into why, what, when, and who, then how it can be done, it is easy to understand. That is where it is. Our vision is to create world abundance through business re-education, and this is the vision of Action Coach worldwide. So with this, I would ask as well as request you that can I be the coach for you the next 30-45 minutes, because we will not take much time on a webinar, because I know after some time it becomes very difficult to absorb it. So we will just cut down the things in a short way, but discuss, give more time on the areas where it is more part of importance. So about us, what we do, we drive up to 46% increase in your business revenue, which results into 61% of the profit. This is not only a statement, this is actually a fact of implementation, the process laid down by Action Coach. Okay, so 85% query resolution, driving 30% of the cost reduction. So that becomes more important. This system of Action Coach has been adopted by MSME manufacturing units, IT, telecom, retail, utilities also. So what we do here, we help the business owners create a business that can work without them. Now, this is a part which will be discussed in at length after some time. So let's understand, we try to develop a system for you which can work, which can help your business to work without you. So how it helps? It helps to getting more energy. It helps to you to get more money, because you try to spread your time more into the different aspects of business and the different types of business. So it is a multiple of businesses, getting more energy because you get more time, And of course, when you get more time, you get the chance of building a much more robust team to work with you. So let's continue. While we get into the discussions, I will just display some of the questions which came to my mind. And I would like to all of you to understand what are these questions and how it talks about. There are approximately 13 questions. You can keep a note of these questions and keep on answering, keep on giving points to yourself about these questions and find out where you stand. Number one, how many of you believe that you have a great product or services that actually that carry and that can do lot of wonders? I'm sorry. So the first question is, how many of you believe that you have a great product or services that can do wonders? So as I tell you, look into the question, mark yourself in between 1 to 10, 1 being the least, 10 being the maximum, the best. The second question comes to you as, does your product solve a critical problem of your surroundings, of your society? So you can ask me why I am asking you these questions, because these questions will lead to you why, what, when, and automatically how we do it. We will discuss it after that. So the second question comes to you as, does your product solve a critical problem of your society? Please mark yourself in between 1 to 10, 1 being the least and 10 being the best. The third question, are your customers willing to pay the price of your products and services which you have developed so that they can do wonders? So the question number 3 actually relates to the question number 1. If you believe that you have a great product and services that can do wonders, then I ask you the third question as, are your customers willing to pay the price of your products and services? Let's take a pause here and find out, because this is the main heart of your business. This is where your business comes from. The fourth one, are you as an entrepreneur able to deliver as promised by your team, because you are being represented by your team? So when you are represented by your team, that means your team carries the vision, the product, or the services of your organization to the outside world. And of course, when you carry this to the outside world, there are some promises done. It is no point of arguing on this, or having a debate on the situations. Know that we don't create any type of promises. We are always on the dot. My dear friends, my dear entrepreneurs, it does not happen in this way. Because when you are working with a team, you are working with different mindsets, different problem in the same group. So there are different people who has got a different way of expression. And hence, we have to be clear on that as an entrepreneur, that are we able to deliver as promised by you or your team? And here comes the point of communication, because it's the communication which gives you the entire picture of what has been communicated. Am I right? So this is what is the fourth question. Coming to the fifth question, are you getting positive feedback? Are you getting positive feedback at least from 80% of your clients, or if I put it the way how it is written, 80% of your transactions? Do you get positive feedback for at least 80% of your transactions? Are 80% of your customers coming back to you and buy again? I'm sure if this question or these questions will make you think a little bit, because this is how you clarify your business acceptance in the market or your business processes, because your business process actually defines how much you are or your product or your team are attracting people, buyers towards you. So go to this point. As I told you, mark yourself between 1 and 10. When you mark yourself between 1 and 10, 1 being the least and 10 being the best, we will come to a particular situations where we can take it forward. So the next question comes as, are you getting, when the business is on, have you got a robust process of generating sufficient lead consistently for you and your team to work? Now, once you are able to find out sufficient leads on a consistent basis, then I would ask you, are you able to touch base all the leads regularly, periodically, and then give it an end to it? So when you get leads, the leads are nothing but a piece of data which contains maybe the company name, the person's name, the contact numbers, mobile numbers, email IDs, or their websites and everything. Now, when you get these people, they have somehow expressed their interest towards your product or your services, or they might be curious to know what actually you do. So there is an indirect implications and there are direct implications. So how to take this journey on is a bit of understanding, and it requires a lot of implementations, guidelines to take it on. So if you're on the track, then you can mark yourself 10. If you're not on the track and you feel that there are a lot of areas of development, then please mark yourself accordingly so that you know where you stand. Coming to the next page, we'll come in with another 5 questions for you. All these things happens when there is good communication. Communication is the main area, is the main domain where your business actually stands. Are your team good communicators? Or do you have to work on the communication part of your team? Think about it. And then mark yourself. Please don't just mark yourself arbitrarily so that you will not find a proper answer to it. So take your time, mark yourself, because communication plays the most important role in a business. Communication to the people who are outside the business, your buyers, the people who come to the queries, and also communication within the system with each other, with all type of reporting formats. And here we'll come with the point of reporting format. Please take a look into it. Are your team a good communicator? That is so. If you mark yourself, let's come to the next question, which says that, are your team consistently meeting sales targets? Because that is the bloodstream of your organization. That is the bloodstream of your organization. Are your team consistently meeting sales targets? If no, then a very serious step needs to be taken, thought, and implemented from time to time. While implementing, believe in one thing, that nothing is constant. Believe that nothing is constant. Today, what you've implemented, you have to keep on checking it out. You have to keep on looking at it, how it is performing, how the implementation is performing at this particular moment. So testing at every moment, and then measuring what is happening. What is the benefit out of these activities coming up on a monthly basis or on a quarterly basis? I would request everybody to look into a monthly basis so that you can take a step on the next month to develop it more. So are your team consistently meeting the sales targets? Is your revenue growth consistent month on month? Is your revenue growth consistent month on month? Coming to the 4th one, are your team actually selling what is available or what has been asked for? or they are trying to take an opportunity and try to do cross sales. That means from one product to the second available product, or upgrade the requirement of the client of your buyer on the next level, which is known as upsell. So when you measure, when you test these type of domains, qualities in your people, you will find you have got 4 different type of sales team with you, of sales personnel with you. Order taker, right? There are some people who are order taker. There are some people who are trying to always talk about the product more without understanding what actually the customer wants. So we'll come to this detail, who are the 4 different type of people in the company. The last one, are all the undertaking projects well measured and finished up within the time limits as it was given. So previously we had 8 questions and now we are into 5 questions, which makes it 13 questions. And if we put 10 marks to each question of yours, then probably you have reached to some of the count. Okay. So if you have reached to some of the count and hear what I say on behalf of Atkonnectt, redefining businesses and action coach, that if you measure more than 95 out of 130, then probably you are successfully doing everything. And you should be achieving your goals consistently without any hiccups, without any failure. Judgment is yours. So with this, I continue. And if you're not doing that, or if you're doing that, the business, the biggest coach, the business, the biggest question. The business is a question. The biggest question is why you are able to do this. Once if you're following all those 13 steps meticulously and you're scoring yourself more than 95, yes, that is why you're doing your business successfully. And if you're not, then probably it needs a little bit of thought. So why comes the factor? So let me talk about the situations where we are not able to achieve 95 or 95 plus. It's because of our attitude towards the business and nothing else. It is all because of the attitude towards the business, towards the activities which we take on day, on a day-to-day basis, but still we find it difficult to reach. Let's start with this, a point which is known as the point of power. Okay, when we look at this point of power actually gives us a lot of energy, a lot of concentrations. So any people who are above this point are in a different format. And any of these who are in the front, in the point which are below, are the main reasons why your business is not traveling the path the way you desired. Because the people below this point of power are fully engaged in blaming, excuses, and denials. Blaming the situation, having excuses that I am not able to do it, and I can't do it. These are the 3 aspects of people which does not allow your business to run the path that you desired. Hence, these people are known to be in the bed. But there are certain other people who are on the top, which I was talking about a little bit before. These people are full of ownership, accountability, and responsibility. So there are 2 types of people, OR and bed. the main duty, the main purpose of becoming an entrepreneur is to try and pull up the people from the bed to the OIA system. But if you have given your 100% effort to pull up the people from the bed system to the OIR system, and even if it is not happening, then I think the time is good enough to let go the baggage. Because the more and more the baggage will be there, the more and more your responsibility will be there to keep the business floating on a proper sense, or otherwise you are the person who will be getting affected the most. And of course, the purpose of doing a conducting a business, being an entrepreneur, will be highly defeated, which will bring in a lot of unhappiness in your life. So that's why, see the people on the red, powerless. They just keep on blaming. They just keep on putting excuses. They just say, I can't do it. I have got this thing to do, this and that, but they don't understand the priority of what they're supposed to do. It's like being an employee or being an entrepreneur inside the business. So I see people joining right now from different areas, but I'm sorry, we have already started. And so here we're talking about the type of people who are actually inside the business. The central part is the yellow, that is the point of power, the power of energy inside it. And you will find that the people who are surrounding you are two different types. The people who are on top of the point of power, that is the yellow dot, the point of the power, they are the people surrounding you with a lot of ownership, accountability, and responsibility. And these are the people who will take your thoughts, your desires to a successful business and entrepreneurship. But the people who are below, the people who are below are supposed to be in the bed, in a blaming situation, excuses, denials, mainly of, I can't do this cannot be done. You know, the situation is so bad that I can't do it. But the point is, whenever you are not able to do it, the situation actually gets worse. It doesn't happen in the other way, that the situation has got worse and that's why you're not able to do it. So the thought itself brings a change in the person. So these are the two types of people who you have to look into it, who are there surrounding you in your business, in your organization, or maybe around you. Take care of them. Try to pull up the people from the bed to the OAR system. And the people whom you cannot pull from below to the OAR needs to be removed from your system, because that becomes your baggage, a load, which is very difficult to carry. When you have a good team, then we can talk about a successful business, which is a commercial profitable enterprises, which actually can run without you. Now, my dear entrepreneurs, I want to say you something on this. When we talk about running without you, we do not mean that you are outside the business. You are actually very well inside the business, but not doing any type of micromanagement. Because micromanagement is the only part of the business which actually drains out energy. Sometimes as a businessman, as an entrepreneur, when we start our enterprises, we feel that nobody is like us. And it is absolutely true that nobody can be like yourself. And you have to believe in the fact that I have to work with people who are not like me, but they may be better than me. because you have got nothing to do with people who are not better than you. To run your business properly, you need to have somebody who may be equal to you, which needs development, or people who are better than you. Believe me, nobody can be like you. So please, for heaven's sake, don't try to find somebody mera jaisa, like me. No, it doesn't happen in that way. To run your business, to run your enterprise properly, you have to find people who knows better than you, who are actually believable, who are actually dynamic, and who brings in results which will let them show. Okay, but then how do you do it? So here comes the 24 steps to scale. I would request all of you, whoever is watching this, thing, to take down the points, and I will elaborate on these points to a certain level. So how do we do it? How do we make the business a successful business? How we can make the business run profitably, commercially profitable, without your day-to-day micromanagement? So what are the 24 steps? Let's start. The first step, the vision statement, the reason of your organization, where you want to reach, why people will join you. People will join you only by seeing your vision. Because people want to travel with you. They want to see the organization grow, because if the organization grows, the person also grows. So the vision statement, if you have not created a vision statement, please do so and keep on putting up on the walls of your organization, so that whoever walks in, whoever steps in, can see this is the vision of this organization and I would like to work in this vision. A little bit of caution here. Vision has to be thought of, has to be discussed about. Give it a good amount of time. There is a name of the book called Instant Systems on the left-hand side of the screen. Please look into that book. It is written by the owner of Action Coach, Mr. Bradley Sugars. You can easily buy this book from Amazon and it's a good read actually. So it will also help you to understand how to create a vision statement. And of course, you can always come up to here, put up a call or an email to understand how to differentiate different visions and which is the best for you. Because going for the best is always the best point. When you create your vision, the next point is to create your mission. Why you are doing this, where you want to reach with this, that has to be very clear. If any one of you have been creating a mission, this is all what I want to do in the next 10 years, you will probably see that year by year, you keep on reaching those statements. The most important part, the culture. When you're bringing up an organization, clearing the culture part of your organization is very important. If the culture statement of your organization is not clear, then people will not find a proper place to understand, to reveal themselves for the organization, because every person comes with a different culture. In your future journey, in your entrepreneurial journey, you will find that different people joining you with from a different cultural state, right? But you cannot accommodate all different culture in your culture. So you have to find people who will join and respect your culture. And to make your culture a permanent one, you have to always clear the statement culture. So when all these three statements are clear, what are your goals? Rather, what is the business goal? Create a SMART goal. I explained what is a SMART one. It's a beautiful word in English. SMART. S stands for specific. M stands for measurable. All that you can measure. Specific, measurable. A stands for achievable. R stands for realistic. And T stands for target. So the word SMART goals is basically specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, target. So a goal of an organization is never a wish list. It cannot be a wish list. It has to be very, very specific, time bound. Why it is specific? It has to be time bound. Why it has been measurable? Because you must understand where it is coming from, where it is there. When we can do that. Achievable. Don't try to put a goal to yourself which is highly unachievable, because it will keep on disappointing you at every moment of time. So slightly difficult from exactly achievable is the right word. Slightly difficult from exactly an achievable statement is the right word. Realistic, which you can feel, you've got a gut feeling that you can do it. Realistic, not a wish list. And of course, T is within your time, the target, that time. Remember one thing, everybody. See, whenever we talk about time, we always say that we will manage it by this time. The moment you utter the word that we will manage it within this time, that means you are not able to manage the time. And of course, my dear entrepreneurs, you cannot manage time. Tomorrow at this particular moment, it will come with the same time. So what only you can manage is basically your activities for that time. You can manage your decision, you can manage your process, you can manage your priority within that time. You cannot manage the time. Okay. However small of an organization is, a 2-person organization or a 4-person organization, but still it has to have an organization chart. Don't ever think that an organization chart is only meant for bigger organizations. No. Organization chart is not only meant for bigger organization, it is also meant for the smallest organization, because that helps the entire process of the work, the entire delegation of the work, who is reporting to whom, what they are doing. Now, when you want to grow your organization, you keep on attracting, employing more people inside the organization. So when you're trying to employ the best people available in your organization, you have to employ them on a contract basis. You have to employ them on a contract basis. What is a contract? What they are supposed to do, why they are inside your organization. Because when you allow somebody to join your organization, you are giving them an appointment letter, which is a one-way contract from your end to the employee end. But then what is the other way contract? That if I am employed in the organization in a particular position, then I'm supposed to deliver X, Y, Z work, right? That is a contract. So when you offer an appointment letter, you also need to offer the contract paper. Okay, this is all what you are joining from, and there where the word called KPI comes in. KPI is the key performance index. The key performance index of the person, why he is inside the organization, what is his or her deliverable inside the organization, how much type of business they can bring in the organization, what is the revenue they can bring in the organization, because sales is the only bloodstream of any business. You can produce, you can break the productions and reproduce anything else, but whatever you produce has to go into the market and has to be sold at a particular value so that the revenue comes back. That is the return of investment. What you have invested has to come back to you with a profit. So this is where the organization chart, the positional contracts, the KPIs will come into place. Never try to employ a person without stating the responsibilities of that person in your organization. And these responsibilities, these deliverables needs to be measured, tested every and now and then. Because if you cannot measure, you will never be able to understand what they are doing. So that is very important. Okay. Coming back to the statement again, there is one more of this is called how to systems. What is how to systems? How to understand the system, the training part within the organization, to teach people this is the way the system works and everybody is within the system. Even you as an owner, even you as the founder member of the organizations cannot break the system. It has to be, everybody needs to be under the system. The moment the system gets disturbed, all the areas of discussions gets disturbed. Your goal will get disturbed. Your organization chart will get disturbed. Your contracts with the employees will get disturbed. The KPIs, the key performance indexes will get disturbed. And obviously your culture will be disturbed. Your mission gets disturbed. And of course, your vision also will go haywire on this. So end of all these things, how to maintain and be on the system is very important. So these are the first 9 steps of those 24 steps which we are talking about. Then comes the management systems. When we are small, when we are startups, we think that all these things are very heavy for us. Why should be so much involved into creating everything? But I can tell you something. Every business was a startup one day. Every business was a startup one day. And those businesses became big. Who has created these things on the day one? Because after creating the business, after making the business bigger, you cannot create a system because the systems automatically gets created. And then when your business has become a considerably large in size, and you want to change that system, then the flow of the business will get disturbed. So never come into a situations, never come into conclusion that I am very small now, I have just startup, why should I need all those things? My dear entrepreneur, you need all these things before you start your business, because this is your business and you have started the business and you will be the head of the business. And people will look after you only. They look up at you, at the company vision, at the mission, looking into the goals, system creating, so that you are in total control of the business. And once you are controlling the system of the business, then it becomes a commercially profitable enterprises, which will never require you as an individual. Okay. The most important steps. Either you can click a picture of this or you can write it down, because this starts from the bottom. These are the most important steps where we take our businesses, where we take our enterprises in a level by level up. So whenever we try to conceive, whenever we thought of doing anything, some of us are coming from a business family. Some of you have joined a business because you have inherited the business. Some of you have started your business or planning to start a business. Some of you have purchased a business There are different type of business formats. One is you have inherited a business. When you are inheriting a business, then either you get involved into the system of the business or you try to re-systemize the business as per the current environment. When you buy a business, when you buy off a business from somebody, with its failure, with its success, everything together, because you like the product and because you know you can do better in this business, so you purchase that business for you. Then again, you have to re-systemize the business. You are a passionate person. You are a good scientist. You have developed a good product and you want to bring that product out to the people. Becomes a business. Correct? So all these things requires one thing, clarity. It requires one thing only, clarity. You need to eliminate all type of misunderstanding, miscalculation within you and master it. So in that world of mastery, which is at the bottom of this pyramid, you need to take care of 3 steps. That is destination mastery, where your business is going to reach. What is your destination with this? What is your plan with this business? The second is the time, your prioritization of jobs, of responsibilities. Whether you are spending 80% of time doing unwanted things, or whether you are considering 20% of a business and spending 80% of time on this. So there are 4 aspects on that, on prioritization of your responsibilities. What are they? You can make a good square and then find out. One is important. Other is urgent, not important, and not urgent. These 4 areas creates the maximum confusion in us. In 80% of the time, you will find definitely that you do your urgent job, everything in urgency. So urgency takes 80% of your time, leaving only 20% of your time for importance. So urgent, not important. Not urgent, important. Important, basics. So every time we always struggle in doing what is not important. We try to manage everything by doing the urgent things. Urgency takes maximum of our time. But think of situations where you are planning yourself the important things one by one. I can promise you the urgency will come very less. I cannot say that urgency will never come in the business, because urgencies do come in the business. They will always appear in the business, but it will be minimized. That will help you to clear the time factor, because you will get more time to think ahead of the current situation. And the moment you get the time to think ahead of the current situations, your important things keeps on happening at a very regular way. So urgency comes less. The third part of the mastery is that, are you delivering consistently within time limits, day after day, month on month, year on year? So mastering these 3 definite factors, and we in Action Coach, we actually help people to master this in different processes. That is the primary responsibility of us, what we do. We help people, we help entrepreneurs, we help business people to master their time frames, to understand their timings, to understand what is the destination of the business, where they want to reach with this business, and then of course to find out the delivery chain of the business, how you are delivering it, what are the hiccups in the deliveries, and find out how to declutter the entire system within the organizations. So once we have done that, the next important thing to look after, to look for actually, is a niche. What are the niche? The niche is those areas of your business which nobody has got that. It is your specialty. That is niche. That specialty in your products and services which nobody is having. And niche will help you to increase your predictable cash flow, because that becomes a non-competitive product with you. Believe me, each and every business has got one niche in that business. Probably we are not in a state of the mind to find it out, but it is there. Sometimes we keep on running on the same things which happens every day without exploring the things which can be taken care of. Finding out the niche is very important. What makes the niche is the part of the coaching system. How to maintain the niche is a part of the coaching system. But remember one thing, niche can also be stagnant. Because what is your niche today will be definitely copied by your competitor and you will lose your niche. So the creating of the niche from time to time is also one of the activity of in business enterprises. So we work on that. Leverage. What is the leverage? Leverage is distributing the responsibilities, properly delegating things to different people, and decluttering the wastage. Decluttering the system is the most important thing. To do all these things, to bring efficiency, you need to grow the business now. So when you try to grow the business, what you need a team of people. And interestingly, what is the meaning of the word team? T-E-A-M. Together, everyone achieves more. The word team in English stands like this. Together, everyone achieves more. What one person can do, together you can do more. And that is why a team is required. And that is why it is more important to understand how to develop a team, how to choose a team, what are the KPI of the team, what are the responsibilities of the team, what are the deliverables of the team. So all these things needs to be understood when you when you develop your team. Because without team, you can't do anything. Now, when you've got a leveraging product, we have got a good product, you've got a good team, you need to have a synergy. How to make people under a tree so that the reporting system, the communication system becomes clear. Once you created the synergy, then your organization starts moving like a well-oiled machine. But in 90% of the cases, an entrepreneur keeps on dousing flames which has been created by the team. In 90% of the cases, entrepreneurs keeps on dousing the flames which their teams are creating on a day-to-day basis. So to avoid this, we have to make a good system, a pyramid, where each and everybody, every component of the organization is actually tied up with some responsibilities, with some reporting system, with some rules, so that it becomes automatically a well-oiled machine. Now, when you get these 5 steps in place, what do you get? You get a business which does not require your so much of a time. And then what you do with the time? You start another business. You become an investor on this business and starts creating another business. These are the 6 steps out of those. So we have covered the 9 steps. Now we talked about the 6 steps. And then we'll come down to another system called the 5-1, which runs your business. The first 9 steps was to create the basics of your business. The next 6 steps are created so that you have created a robust system in the business. Now, to let the blood flow into the system, the energy flowing into the system, the sales flowing into the system, you need to work on these 5. What are these 5? Lead generation. The conversion rate of the lead generations. Number of transactions per lead. So the first one is lead generation, the conversion rate of the lead generation, and number of transactions per lead, followed by what is the average rupee sale or average dollar sale or average your currency sale. Because then only the value of the transaction will come up. For example, let's think that in a month, you get 10 leads. And from 10 leads, you can convert 5 leads for a call. On this 5 leads, say this 5 leads becomes 5 customers of yours. And each customer does 1 transactions of $5, 5 rupees. So what happens? 5 customers are doing transaction of $5 or 5 INR. That means you are getting a value of $25 or 25 INR. Now, if the average dollar sale or the rupee sale increases from 5 to 6, then what happens? The same 5 will give 30. That is what is called increment of the average dollar sale or the average rupee value per transaction, not per customer, per transaction. Okay, so what you can do, you can copy this and do some homework on that. Lead generations, right? How much lead generations you're doing per month? Conversion rate, right? The conversion rate, 20%, 30%, whatever it is, write that. Number of transactions, those who are converted, how many transactions you're doing, write that value. Write down the average dollar value or the rupee value on those transactions. And then finally write down the profit. How much profit you made on that particular month out of X number of lead generations, Y number of conversion rate, Z number of transactions, average value, and then the profit. You will find some profit coming on this month. Now, the point is how to increase the profit margin. Do this homework, try this exercise, you will find a good answer for you. And then if you feel that you're not able to understand it, please come back to us. We will help you to understand that. Increase 10% effort on each and every 5 steps and see where your profit margin goes. So if you are actually generating 100 leads, increase it by 10%. So it becomes 110. Like this way, give a 10% increment to all the 5 steps and see where your profit reaches. So this is how it happens. And this is how the processes helps you as an entrepreneur to systemize your business, to make it on a number game. Because sales is actually a vanity, profit is sanity, and cash is reality. If you're doing a business just only for revenue, it's good, sanity. But if you're doing a business where the cash is not there, where the profit, net profit in hand is not there, then this business does not have any meaning. So high sales, low profit, high revenue, no profit does not give a kick to your business. Ultimately, your happiness depends upon the cash availability in hand. That is the reality. So sales is vanity, profit is sanity, and cash, of course, is the reality. That is the motto where we at Atkonnectt and Action Coach work. This is one tool which helps you to find a good person. It also helps you to find yourself, most important. Because you as an entrepreneur is more open to disbelief, to misunderstanding, to a lot of mental hazards. Because you keep on grinding yourself every day. And that happens because you don't know yourself actually. And I can promise you, if you understand this disc of yours, you will actually discover a new person out of yourself. Whoever has done this disc to employ people or to understand themselves, everybody comes into this conclusion that yes, this is completely different. Because a human being, a human character is made up of 4 characteristics. The dominance part, which are the most influential part. The third one is the stabilizing part. The fourth one is the cautious part of it. These 4 attributes makes your character actually. When you are able to understand these 4 traits within your own character, you will be able to drive your business, primarily drive yourself much better than what you're doing before. This is an international test which happens on online. It's a half-an-hour chapter, and how it is done. There is a link. After you purchase the link comes to your email ID. It's a very unique link which comes to you. You answer that link, and there is a result which is generated. The result is around 40 to 45 pages talking about you only. How to know yourself and how to know the person sitting before you, which is more important when you drive your own business, when you drive your own profession. The 2 things are very important. First thing is that how to know myself. Do I know my strengths? Do I know my areas of improvement? Do I know where to put more stress? All these things depends on this. And the second most important thing is how to know the person sitting before you. What is his body language, whether he is responding to you or not. The moment you can understand that, it becomes very easy. So this is one of the DISC assessment tests, which is taken care by an organization called 247 Assessments from Las Vegas, US, and it's an online test. That debriefing is done by me. Understanding those 45 pages of a report is done by me. Yeah. So let me go to the next one, talking about a sofa. The most comfortable furniture at your place, the sofa. With a beautiful mattress, with a beautiful handrest, with a high back, all sets of comfortableness, all sets of comfort is given into this particular system called sofa. But understand one thing, This entire comfort is depending on a very unidentified, a very important but very unidentified things. The entire sofa is very good, very comfortable, but it is highly comfortable if one of the four legs of the sofa is up and down. If one of the four legs of the sofa are slightly shorter than the other three or slightly larger than the other three, then the sofa is no more comfortable. So the entire comfort of the sofa depends upon the four legs of the sofa. That is the basics of your sofa, the basics of your business. So what is the sofa of your business? The sofa of your business is systems, operations, finance, and activities. I repeat, the sofa of your business is systems, operations, finance, and activity. If any of these activities, if any of these verticals are not taken care of, then your sofa, your business becomes uncomfortable. So we at Action Coach and me as a business coach, affiliate of the Action Coach, we work on these four systems of a business, creating a system, how to actually systemize the operations. When you systemize the operations, are you looking into the finance? Because all you need to do is understanding the finance and then go left and right. And then when you've got all the three things in place, you have to see that your activities within the organizations are completely streamlined, happening properly. Because if it is not streamlined, then there will be a mismatch between the four steps in the business. So these are the different type of activities which we do in the businesses. We do one-on-one coaching. We are into group coaching. We mentor people. We do disc analysis. We do leadership analysis for your team. If you've got a large team, then we understand we do the sales IQ analysis, motivational speed, and then DISC 360. These are the some people, some of the organizations which we work, some international organizations like ASR India, eTrans, and all those things are working with us. So Development Bank of Singapore on the Mumbai circle. So these are the few patrons with whom we keep on working on month, on year basis. And I would like to end my session with this, because I like this thing, that don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. And every time when you try to be better, you will always be better. So don't wish for less problems, wish for more skills to take care of your problem. Don't wish for less challenge, wish for more wisdom to take care of the challenge. This has been stated by a person called Mr. Jim Rohn. Please follow him on the LinkedIn and everywhere. You will get a lot of good motivational lectures by him. He's a very big speaker in the world. So don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. Don't wish for less problems, wish for more skills to take care of the problems. Don't wish for less challenges, wish for more wisdom, by Jim Rohn. So these are my teammates who are, of course, looking after the entire businesses. Mr. Swapnil Thakre, different certifications, Mr. Arun Bhattacharya. We all work together. And these are the coordinates for us, where you can always contact us, or maybe, there is a Calendly out here also, the barcode, you can scan it and fix an appointment with us. You can follow us on our Facebook page, on our Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, the page in the name of Atkonnectt, ATKONNECTT. And with this, I thank you for giving me so much of a time. Probably, we have just taken a little bit more depth in understanding about the 24 steps, how to develop your business and how to streamline your business to a defined profitability a sustainable profitability. So with I thank all of you. I will be again coming back on next week with a different topic. We will announce it and then we will definitely start sharing with you. Thank you so much.